Hello and welcome to this channel. Here I want to document the ownership of an electric car. In this case, I've chosen the rear-wheel drive Taycan, and in this video I'm just gonna tell you what was my thinking process in buying this and what should you be aware of before buying an electric car. First up, when I buy a new vehicle, I want to be sure that I buy the right thing, and for that I need to do a lot of research. For this car, I've made a research for about a year and a half, and in this time I watched thousands of hours of videos on YouTube. I contacted many dealerships, many EV owners, and I've also made a list of what should I upgrade from my actual car, which was a Mercedes. A year and a half ago I went for the Cayenne hybrid, and quickly realized that that car was too big for my daily routine, because the car that I wanted to buy had to be also a good daily driver. When I found out that the Cayenne was too big, I went straight to the Macan, and I did my research and found out that this generation of the Macan will be the last one featuring an ICE. The next ones will be EVs, and I just can't wait for that to come up. But until then I needed to wait about 1.5 years more, and that wasn't really appealing for me. In March of 2020, the rear-wheel drive Taycan came up in the market, and that was a breakthrough for me because the price was just right, and also the abilities of the car were basically similar to the Turbo S models, except the acceleration. So in my books there were just the Porsche Taycan rear-wheel drive and the Tesla Model S Plaid, because the price range was about the same. Why I chose the Porsche and not the Tesla? And for this answer I will just going to talk about more about the Tesla. So it has a lot of great features, a lot of great abilities. The tablet in the center of the dashboard was amazing, but I just wanted a car that is electric, not a computer, and this is the main reason why I chose a Porsche and not a Tesla. Secondly, I was very disappointed with the Model S handling. Of course, the acceleration was amazing, and I drove the 770 horsepower Tesla Ludicrous, the Cheetah mode. That was amazing on the 0 to 60, but in the first corner I found out that that car was just a computer and not a real proposition for me. I wanted to upgrade the handling from my previous car, which was a Mercedes CLS, and as you all know, the Mercedes isn't the best at its handling performance. When I stopped for the Taycan, there were two variants, the rear-wheel drive and the 4S. And why I went for the rear-wheel drive was simply because of the price. The 4S is just too expensive for me, and not only that, I could have bought a very cheap 4S second-hand, but I just wanted a certain configuration, and I wasn't able to find that exact thing I wanted. If you're here for the rear-wheel drive, you might ask yourself, is it fast enough? Will you feel the difference? And my answer is yes. I came from the CLS, as I've told you. That car had a 3-liter diesel engine with 600 Newton meters of torque, and that car was pushing like a... When I got up into this car and made its first acceleration, I quickly found out that torque isn't what you need. What you actually need is system responsiveness, as I might call it that way. I wanted to press the gas pedal and the gas pedal. I wanted to press the accelerator pedal and just go. And for that, the Mercedes was about a second behind my point of acceleration, and that was the real downside of about any ICE. So if you're asking yourself if even a rear wheel drive will be fast enough, the answer will be yes. You will feel the difference, and you are also going to feel the handling performance going way up. Another question that you might want to ask yourself is electric versus Another question that you might want to ask yourself is electric versus hybrid systems. And I did my research, and I found out that for a hybrid system you have to make a lot more charging cycles. So in your conventional day, what you will do, you will unplug the car in the morning, you are going to drive the 50 kilometers or 60 kilometers of range, and you will quickly go up to zero, and then when you leave the work, the battery will be all the way to 100%, and that means you've made one complete cycle of battery in less than 100 kilometers. And this for the battery will be the biggest factor of degradation. As I quickly found out, a 4-year-old Cayenne will not go the 50 kilometers of range in 4 years time. It will do 20 to 30 kilometers, and that's a really big downside in this hybrid area. Also, the hybrid powertrain isn't as reliable as we might find out, because if you go to a dealership, you will find out that 3 out of 5 cars are actually hybrid, not diesel or petrol or simply electric. Another thing that you might want to consider is the weekly trips that you are doing, because if you do a lot of 1,000-mile road trips, an electric car will not be the best choice for you. So I will tell you my weekly routine, and I hope it will be very relatable to you. So I do about 20 to 30 kilometers a day from home to work, and back and forth, the city, groceries, and another small stuff. At the end of the week, I will do a 500 kilometers road trip to another location which already has the charging infrastructure ready for me. So I do the 250 up, 250 down. When I get there, I have the charger, I charge it to 80 or 90%, and I go home with 20 or 30% left. So for me, an electric car is basically a need, not a want, because it will save me a lot of money in. So to end this video, what should you be aware of? Do you want to go electric or hybrid? Do you want to go Porsche or Tesla? Do you know your weekly routine? Do you make the 1,000 kilometers or 1,000 miles road trips on a weekly basis? If the answer is yes, you shouldn't look for the electric cars at the moment. Do a lot of research in the form that there are a lot of videos on YouTube showing you what a usual road trip should look like. So if you watch Chris Rifa, Beyond Neeland, Out of Spec Motoring, and also many other YouTubers, they are doing this kind of a 1,000 kilometers road trip with an electric car, and they are showing you pretty accurately what happens. So how do you find the chargers? What's the road gonna look like? How's the charging experience? How fast it's charging? What's the handshake process? and many other details which I can't cover up in this video, and I want to do that as well. In fact, last night I was in a small detour for about 100 kilometers, and I tested the charging infrastructure in my area, and found out that it worked flawless. I haven't had any single problem connecting, authenticating, handshake, and charging times. In the future, I'm going to do a lot of road trips, but at the moment I just want to get to know the car a little bit better. I want to know the goods, the bads, the uglies, make the car my friend for the next adventures to come. In that note, I will end this video here. I hope you understood something. You may have decided if you are going electric or not, and if you want to know more about the Taycan, the rear-wheel drive, you should subscribe, and if you liked this video, you should give this a thumbs up. Until next time, ciao.